Please come in. Please sit. Aryan, tell us something about yourself.
Ma'am, I'm Aryan Kumar Singh. I've been born and brought up in Haridwar. I have done my graduation in forensic science from University of Mumbai in 2023. Since then, I have been preparing for civil services.
Why are you preparing for civil services?
Ma'am, when I was doing my graduation, so I had an opportunity to work with the forensic teams and directly work at the crime scenes, be a part of investigations with Mumbai Police. So there I realized that the problem of investigation and law and order stems from the fact that there are not enough administrative uh, support for forensics, and because of that conviction rate suffers, criminal investigations suffer. So when I researched more in that, I realized that civil services provide me an opportunity that I can see it from a more wider angle and make more profound impact regarding that.
Okay, but that is only with few services. Many of the services are account services, auditing services, railway services. There you might not be able to help the forensics that you want to do.
Yes, that is true, ma'am. But my preference will always be if I get my desired services. If I don't get the desired services, then also uh, my target will be that I do get the desired services later on and contribute in a manner that I want to.
So if you get some other service, you will not work.
I will work, but I will give another attempt so that I may get the desired service.
Okay, and supposedly, if you don't get it, then
Then ma'am, I will have to work in the service that I will be assigned dedicatedly and with all my integrity.
then why will you leave forensics, which you like?
I like forensics, but currently in India, the ground level facilities that are available in forensics, they are not that up to the mark that I can actually make a big change in that. If I want to pursue a career in forensics, I will have to go abroad because the facilities there are right now better as compared to the ground facilities that are there in India. So if I want to continue in forensics, then I will prefer to be in a position that I can change things for better.
Okay. So, your optional subject is public administration.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me, what is the theory of Mary Parker Foley and how can we use it in India?
Ma'am, Mary Parker Foley gives the concept that conflict should not be viewed as conflict per se, rather an opportunity to create cooperation. She says that if there is any conflict, it should be used constructively to bring two parties that are in conflict together. She gives the example of conflict between two stones, which can be used constructively to create fire. So, to apply her theory in India, I think Indian government has applied it in certain areas. For example, the conflict between tribals and wildlife has been constructively utilized to create eco-sensitive zones in Western Ghats and other prominent sensitive areas. Furthermore, we can use her theory in achieving our target of eliminating Naxalism by 2026 by constructively utilizing the conflict between the security forces and the Naxal groups.
Okay, thank you.
You said forensic science. In that case, your first option should have been IPS.
Yes, sir.
Because you get more opportunities there. Why is it not so?
So that is primarily because with IPS, I will definitely get more better view with police services, a better approach. But with IAS, I can get a larger and more diverse picture to uh, get a holistic understanding of the entire system and integrate forensics and scientific investigation into the entire system.
All right. I read a piece somewhere which says that a lady had 3 children. One of the child's DNA matched with her, whereas the other 2 didn't match with her. Is that a possibility? It's a real story.
Yes, sir, that can be a possibility because the DNA that will be there in children that will come from the mother will be mitochondrial DNA, and in most of the cases it will show up in the children, but sometimes the DNA may get suppressed in one generation and then it may get reflected in the next generation. It may be a genetic possibility because of some mutation or some error, but further investigation may tell that what is the entire story.
DNA samples from different parts of the body can vary.
Sir, DNA samples are basically analyzed on the basis of structured alleles that get repeated in every individual after a short span of alleles. So the repetitions vary in individual to individual, and the repetitions also vary in terms of which part of body the DNA is being reported.
Okay. The Kashmir police took the entire 300 kgs of explosive material all the way to, what was that place? Srinagar. Mein. Why did it have to happen?
So, because firstly, it is a primary protocol that every evidence that is collected at the crime scene or at the scene in the question has to be collected and packaged thoroughly, and proper chain of custody has to be followed. So, it has to be taken to the given directorate of forensic science lab, that is.
Couldn't a small sample have been taken and analyzed?
So, because it was the case of explosives and chemicals that were found at the place, it may be a possibility that you have to verify that the entire the sample that has been found, it is totally the right explosive that they were.
You have to examine the entire 300 kgs of explosive.
No, sir, it will not happen that entire 300 kg.
So what I suggested to you, some small sample taken and sealed in presence of a magistrate, wouldn't that have been a good alternative?
Sir, but that would leave the entire 300 kg of explosive at the crime scene only, and it has to be seized somewhere at least.
No, the remaining can be destroyed after taking samples from the in presence of a magistrate.
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware about what should be the next step.
Okay. Do you think that by attacking the militant camps in Pakistan and by announcing it to the world, we faltered? Attacking is different. By announcing it to the world, did India falter?
No, sir, I don't think that India faltered by announcing it to the world. In fact, India gave a very strong message that any form of terrorism and any form of radicalism will not be tolerated among us.
Let me intervene. Didn't we send the same signal when we did Uri?
Sir, with Uri, we did send that signal, but in case of Uri,
in a stronger manner after Pulwama, Balakot.
So I think that there is a bit of difference between both the situations.
All right, last question. What is next in the escalatory ladder? From Uri to Balakot to attacking using air resources, what is next in the escalatory ladder?
So the next step would definitely should definitely be proportionate to the activity that will follow from Pakistan or the militant groups.
Like Pakistan attacks. I mean, say Pakistan carries out another terrorist attack. What is the next?
So the next step would be
And remember, we have the nuclear background.
So I don't think that a nuclear war would be engaged, but definitely there would be an even stronger response on the militant camps that are there in Pakistan.
You may not think, but would you cater for that eventuality?
So it should be avoided as much as possible. To the extent that nuclear war should be avoided.
It is not in your hand.
So if
Pakistan may retaliate.
If Pakistan threatens us for the nuclear war and puts pressure on us, then definitely the Indian government, because we follow the policy of no first use doctrine, then as a response we can
heard of mutual assured destruction?
No sir, not.
Please.
You just tell me that in spite of taking the policy like NCAP and all the other, India has got the worst air quality in the world. Why? Though we are adopting the policies, but still we have got the worst quality air pollution. Why?
Ma'am, there are multiple reasons for that. Number one would be geographical, because India experiences all the climatic conditions, especially summer, spring, winter, comparatively to other countries. For example, in Europe, mostly winter season prevails throughout the year. There is cold temperature. But in India, because there is monsoon, there is then winter season, then there is summer. So humidity, moisture, wind, all these factors change in a very short span of time, which lead to influx of pollutants, and the pressure conditions also determine how long will the air pollutants stay in the air. Secondly, our anthropogenic factors. We do have policy measures that have been taken by various state governments as well as central government, but the execution and implementation of those measures have certain gaps. For example, a recent study revealed that in Delhi and NCR, around 50 to 60% industries still don't use coal desulfurization method that has been prescribed by the government. So, and apart from that, traffic, pollution control, sometimes unplanned urbanization may also lead to.
Is it not that we should then check it up with it, why they are not following those things?
Well, definitely, we should check that, and there has been strong work that has been going. The recent experiment of cloud seeding showed that the government is trying to find alternative and innovative steps to reduce the persistently rising pollution, and further we need to take more steps to make Indian air cleaner.
Okay, then can I say that incentives we are giving for EVs in different states are different? Okay, why?
And because I think that firstly, in different states, the availability of electronic vehicles and the feasibility of electronic vehicles is different. For example, in states that have very rough terrain, their electronic vehicles may not be very feasible. So there the government will give less incentives. But in states like Maharashtra or Karnataka, or even
But is it not the other way around, that if you give the incentives, then more vehicles will come, more other infrastructure will come? So we can think in the other way around also.
Yes, ma'am, we can think it that way. But
and that will be having a positive effect on the economy and the state, the pollution. We should think in another way.
Yes, ma'am, we can definitely think it like that. But we have to consider the fact that electronic vehicles do come with a cost that they are not firstly affordable by everybody. Then we have a problem of batteries. Currently, the batteries are mostly imported, and because of the current geopolitical scenario regarding rare earth metals that is happening all around the world, we are trying to develop rare earth manufacturing facilities. The government is focusing on that, and once all these foundational steps have been taken, then we can definitely escalate them to providing incentives.
But one of the articles says that whatever you are like the pollution, when you are making the batteries, the pollution exposure is much more as compared to what we are just saving the pollution. Then you just tell me, What is correct? It's a research article.
I have not read that article, so I am not exactly aware of why this happens.
Okay, the last question from my side. What is pink tax? Pink, the color. The pink tax.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm not familiar with that. I'll read about it.
Okay. So,
Hello, Aryan. Who won this year's Nobel Peace Prize?
I can't recall the name right now.
Okay. Do you have an idea about the controversy or the expectation which was going around the nominations?
Yes.
Who all were nominated?
So I'm not aware about all the names that were nominated, but there were certain controversies in the US regarding there were allegations that the Nobel Peace Committee did not give the Nobel Peace Prize to Mr. Trump, and there were questions that were raised about the criteria that is being used for awarding the prize.
What criteria are utilized?
So the committee does not disclose the exact criteria. They do not even disclose the nominations. I think that that are being provided until a specific span of years. After that, the nominations are declared. So it is a very secretive process, which allowed the questions to be raised by the US.
Okay. Do you support that President Trump should have been awarded the award?
So, in my opinion, I don't think that President Trump should have been given the Nobel Peace Prize award at this point in time. He may be given it later, but in this year, he should not have been given.
Any particular reasons?
So, because his foundations of claiming the award were that he initiated the peace plan between Ukraine and Russia, and he also gave a peace plan to stop the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. But we have seen that in Gaza, millions of people have been displaced, and a lot of people have lost their lives as well. So it has been a imposed peace rather than a created and cultivated peace. And in Ukraine, till now, peace has not been achieved.
Okay.
The process is still going.
You heard about Abraham Accord? Okay. Somewhere you mention financial literacy in your profile. What do you mean by financial literacy?
So, financial literacy means that every citizen understands the basic concepts that are related to finances. He or she understands how to use credit, how to avail credit, what is insurance, what is savings, and how banking can be used to empower them.
What was your experience? Why you were involved in this project?
So the experience allowed me to understand the ground realities that women in particular, as per RBI data also says that women in India have around 21% financial literacy. Only 21% women are financially literate. They understand.
My last question will be, what are the key components of financial literacy? Like when you talk about financial literacy, are there any tools which individual or citizen should know?
So banking is one, basic banking. Insurance is second. Digital economy is also becoming an important part of financial literacy since UPI is booming. Apart from that, savings and investments also comprise of financial literacy.
Thank you.
Response to Leonard Chairperson's question about your career in forensics, you said it's more developed in abroad and probably in India it's not that. So shouldn't I conclude that you are somebody who is averse to challenges and then you are going for a civil services where there is, attitude should be we should build everything from scratch if you are posted at a particular place. Why shouldn't I conclude that?
So, if I work in forensics right now, if I go and work in forensic science labs, there are multiple challenges that I face there, and the problem is not the challenges that I face there. I'm ready to take on those challenges. I understand those challenges, but the problem is I will not be able to do something from that position to solve that challenges holistically, because they involve decisions that have to be taken at the higher level.
Then who is going to do that? If a young graduate from forensics is saying that nothing can be done because the people involved in decision making are not going to implement anything, so what is the way forward? Forget about the civil services. Let's concentrate on forensics first, which is very important, right? Entire criminal jurisprudence of our country depends on it.
So I don't think that it is a situation that nothing can be done in regarding to that. We can definitely go for reforms, and reforms are slowly building up. For example, Maharashtra has started a mobile forensics van project on a pilot basis for next 5 years. Madhya Pradesh has also followed the same. Recently, forensic universities are being opened. For example, open in
All right. Tell me the legal status for in our criminal. Can it be administered to an accused?
So both are different. For both, the legal status is different. For narco analysis, the statements that are being obtained after narco analysis cannot be administered in the court of law. For polygraph, the Supreme Court has said in S. Selvi, which is a state of Karnataka judgment, that the exact statements that are obtained or the observations that are obtained from polygraph are not admissible in the court of law, but the leads that will be obtained because of those observations that can be admissible.
Can you involuntarily administer these drugs, say a particular sedative for narco, to an accused without his consent?
No, sir, that they cannot be administered without the.
All right. Thank you.
Aryan. So what happens when when a person is injected with a drug to do the polygraph test? Which drug is injected?
Ma'am, I would like to correct you. In polygraph, no drug is injected, but in narco analysis, drug is injected.
What drug is injected in narco analysis? What happens? What does it do?
It slows down our entire nervous system, and it takes us into a trance-like state where we are not able to understand the complete picture of the reality, what is happening around us.
Okay. So my last question to you is, what makes you happy?
I'm doing things that I love and following my motto for happiness. I read somewhere that you should eat half, walk double, laugh triple, and love without measure. That can make you happy more than anything.
Okay, thank you, Aryan. Your interview is over. Come, Aryan. So, what is your own observation regarding interview?
Ma'am, this was my first interview, first mock interview as well. First time I'm facing a panel. So I was a bit nervous in the start. पसीना भी आ रहा था थोड़ा सा. सर का जो क्वेश्चन था वो डिबेट वाला, I think I did not answer that well because I did not honestly want to support that topic.
Yes.
But वो which is करना ही था because I have to debate for that. So and also some of the factual questions I did not know.
No problem. So the real challenge is that your clarity regarding why you want to join civil services. You realize that you got stuck there. So your answer should be very, very consistent with what you really feel. Don't try to make up a story that because I was working in forensic, I wanted to do something about the forensic, and then not feeling the IPS first, and so don't make up a story. Find the right reason and put it in good words.
Okay.
That you need to have a very consistent answer. That's a make and break for an interview. Second, don't say if the facilities are not good here, so I'll go abroad. That doesn't look good for a person who we want to get for civil services. You need to fight for it. You need to make it happen. So that thing that I can change something, that needs to be there. But you were giving very long answers, maybe because you were nervous. This was the first interview. So answers should not go beyond 30 to 40, 45 seconds. After that, you actually lose the interviewer. Don't give long answers. So you have time, restrict them. Chota karo apne answers ko. Remove that verbosity from your answer. Be more verbatim. Then can you, if you are sitting, you can always open your coat. Change your socks and shoes. You will do that.
Okay. Black.
Yeah.
You can wear black and socks also. If you are wearing this blue coat, blue socks, and a longer one.
Okay.
The traditional ones. Then when you were thinking, you were looking a little on the sides, a little up, and all the panelists. This is psychologically seen as making things up. So if possible, avoid it. Are you trying to maintain eye contact with all the panel members? Deliberately? You don't need to. Yes. And once in a while, you can have a nod here and there, but you don't have to. It doesn't look good. Otherwise, you are a very, very good candidate. The reason is, you did not hesitate. You spoke your mind. Whatever was in your mind, you could clearly express it. A very nice personality, pleasant personality. You look officer-like. So, in all other respect, you are very fine. You're a very, very fine candidate. So, you just need to work on what?
I have to be more precise.
Yes.
Secondly, I have to avoid looking here and there and look to the person I'm talking to.
Yes.
Thirdly, I have to bring a very straightforward and very crisp, clear answer of why I want to join civil services.
Yes. Otherwise, you are a very fine candidate. Thank you.